Hey beautiful people, welcome back to our YouTube channel and thank you so much for joining the channel today. Guys, if this is your first time here, please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also share the video with one person so that they can also share to another person, and I believe that the information would be helpful to them. They won't regret watching the video. Now let's talk about the issue of attestation in Canada. So I will just take you back to explain some few things to you. In case you are new, to those who are new, let me just explain to them before we proceed. Recently, the government of Canada said that they were going to be reducing the number of study permits that will be approved in 2024. Therefore, if permits, let's just assume that 800 permits were approved last time, they will drop it this year, and the total number the government of Canada said they were going to be approving is 360,000. Now the reason of this reduction was due to housing or accommodation issues and so many other factors. We do not want to go into that. Now one thing I want you to remember is that as these permits are going to, like the reduction already, since they are reducing the number of study permits, a lot of things will change. One, remember, the number of applications that will be accepted this time is 600,000 maximum. That's the number of people that will be accepted to colleges in Canada. There are 600,000 people. And now one thing you need to understand again is that this letter of attestation, they call it provincial attestation letter, is going to be coming from the government. Then the government will be the one to issue it to the university. Then the university will issue to the students. So from government to university to international students. And because of this, a lot of schools have started bringing in a lot of restrictions to get the letter of attestation, because without this letter you cannot apply for a study permit as an international student to study in Canada come September 2024. Now there are a lot of things you need to know. People who are going for masters and PhD, they do not need this letter to apply for their study permit. Those of you who have been asking me if you can apply without the letter of attestation or the provincial attestation letter, that you are going for postgraduate studies and you want to know, postgraduate is not. It's either you are going for masters or PhD, then you do not need the attestation. Any other person, you must get the attestation. And remember, if you are not going for masters and PhD, you cannot apply for a spouse open work permit for your partner in case you want to move with your partner. Therefore, going to Canada without even if you want to go to Canada with your spouse and you are not getting the spouse's open work permit, how would they get in there? How are they going to help you now? Because people are moving with their spouse so that they can help them to hustle as well, and without the spouse's open work permit you cannot hustle, so it's useless. So if you want to move with your spouse, apply for masters or PhD. Otherwise, if you are going for a diploma, you are going to move alone. But for postgraduate work permit, it remains the same. If you are studying a 1-year program, you get a 1-year postgraduate work permit. If you are going for a 2 years program, you get a 2 years postgraduate work permit. I hope you understand. So this is what you need to put into consideration. Now, let's take a look at this. Some provinces have started giving the attestation letter while others have not started. British Columbia have started. I think Quebec have started also, and New Brunswick, Saskatchewan, and the other people, Manitoba, they have not started. Ontario, they have not started. Now, remember, the government said they are going to be giving attestation. In fact, they are accepting just 600,000 people, but student visas or residence permits will be approved only for 360. This is why you should attach your application as fast as possible on IRCC. Make sure you apply for visa as fast as possible. Now, I'm driving to the issue of Ontario, not Ontario, but MBCC. Those who will be studying in New Brunswick, MBCC come 2024. Remember, you paid 500 before to secure your position. Now, MBCC is saying that you have to add 1,000 for them to apply to get your attestation, right? Now, when they get your attestation, please try to apply for your visa as early as possible. It's possible that they will start giving attestations by, let's just say, by the 1st of April. Now, you will have April, you will have May, you have June. All right, 3 months to submit your visa application as fast as possible. Those of you who are going to MBCC, do you know why I'm insisting you should submit your visa application? This is a smart move. Now remember, MBCC is saying again that when you give them this 1,000 to make 1,005, even if your visa is approved, the 1,005 will now be part of your tuition. But if your visa is rejected, you lose the money. But now, you also need to understand that they are saying that by June 28, you should have paid half of your first semester tuition fee, which means that you still have at least maybe 4,000 plus to pay. If your tuition is like 10,200 per year for MBCC, you still have like 4,000 to pay by June 28. Now, this is the smart move. If you apply for your residence permit, let's say before the end of April, right? Before April, you have applied. Let's just say by the 15th of April, you have submitted your application for visa. It would now take the entire April, the entire May, and maybe by June 23rd, 24th, you will get a response. You pray that you get a response. Now, if it's positive, excellent, you pay your tuition and you prepare and move to Canada. If it's negative, now this is where the problem will be. You have to fix the problem to reapply again, right? Excellent. Now, if you don't get, let me say, if you are not willing to fix the problem to apply again, you are going to lose the 1,500. And are you willing to lose $1,500? That should be the question. And again, remember, MBCC is an Atlantic region, and MBCC is also looking for people. Well, every province is looking for people, but if you are going to the Atlantic region, MBCC, Saskatchewan, Nova Scotia, these three, if you are going to these three provinces now, it is advantage you. If your documents are all ready and you submit your application early, you stand a chance to get into the program. So this is the update I wanted to give you here. Now, let's go to the visa application. You already have your documentation. Make sure you submit as fast as possible. Now, remember, when you are submitting visa application for Canada, it depends on three things. 1, your proof of funds. 2, your letter of explanation. 3, your home ties. Let's talk proof of funds. Proof of funds here, you can sponsor yourself. Your father, your mother, your siblings can sponsor you to an extent, your uncle. But one thing you should remember is that it is not about submitting bank statement. You have to be strategic here. It is not about submitting what? Bank statement. So make sure the bank statement you are submitting, it doesn't have a lot of money inside, like huge amounts of money. Even if it has huge amounts of money inside, make sure you explain how you got this money into that account. Where did you get the money from? Do you have a business? Bring in your business documents. Show the documents or show them to IRCC that these are my documents. I do this business. I do this. This is how I generate my money. You also bring screenshots if you have them. Compile them and attach to your application. It is key to this thing we are talking about here. So please make sure you put all of this into consideration. Visa application is not just about submitting a proof of funds or maybe your bank statement. No, it is about explaining how you got that money. You have to show evidence. To those of you who are doing gift deed, if somebody let me say, if you are going to get a gift deed from your father, let your father use his account to transfer the money to your own account. Okay, to transfer the money from his account to your own account, so that when he prints his letter, his bank statement, and give it to you, then you print your own, you attach them on IRCC. You now explain in your letter of explanation that your father gave you this amount of money on this particular day from this account number, this with name this, to your own account on this day with account number this. This is how you explain yourself and keep track, so that even if the visa officer is reading, I do not know if it's a physical person reading or artificial intelligence, but at least they can see the correlation. Now they will go there. I'm explaining these things because a lot of people will say that, oh, my father gave me a gift deed of $10,000, but there is no bank statement to show how the money was transferred. It doesn't make sense. At least try to show how the money was transferred. Even at that, how is your father making his money? Do you explain? Did you explain to the visa officer? Please put all of this into consideration. I hope you understand. There are a lot of things associated with the Canada study visa now, especially now that it's getting complicated. Please put this into consideration. You have to be able to explain yourself well so that they know what you are doing. I hope you understand. So I always get people asking me this question, Milton, how can I move to Lithuania? Well, I would say that there are various ways to immigrate to Lithuania, which include study visas, using the study visa to immigrate. Another pathway is family reunion. Another one is the working options. But of course, we all know that I only talk about moving abroad using the study pathway. So I'm going to tell you how you can move to Lithuania using the study pathway. Point number one, look for schools in Lithuania that offers what you can study. If you are going for bachelor's degree or master's degree, there are a lot of schools in Lithuania. Check them one after the other. Type them on Google and see which one offers a program you are really interested in. Remember, while checking this program, put these things into consideration. 1. Application deadline. 2. Tuition fee you are going to pay. 3. Admission requirements. And remember that all these things boils down to money. So make sure you are choosing a program you can pay. Now, when you have checked this program, the next thing now is for you to apply. When you apply, you pay the application fee, you submit your documents, you wait from the school. Some schools will bring you to the interview point or will give you an interview, while others will not. So it depends on what the school tells you. The school is going to process your documents. Then if everything is okay, you would be given an offer letter. It is now the offer letter that you are going to use the details on it. They are going to send you the details for payment of tuition fee. Then you use these details, pay your tuition fee. Then the school will process everything and send documents to you for visa application and maybe with a mediation letter. It depends. I cannot say anything on this because I do not know the schools directly. When they send all these documents, it is now time for you to go to the Migri website. You upload the documents that you have been asked. All the documents include medical insurance and all the rest. Then when you upload everything and everything is set, you now book your appointment and go to UAE if you are Cameroonians. For Nigerians, I do not know where you are going to go to. For now, just decide because it is from the Migri website that you are going to choose a location. Now, when you choose this location, it is now time for you to go for the interview. And after that, you are going to get your residence permit, what we call temporary residence permit. Now, before you choose Lithuania, please remember budget is very important. That is why I always tell people, know who is your sponsor before you engage in any country. I hope you understand. So this is generally the process for immigrating to Lithuania using the study pathway. But remember, after admissions, you have to pay part of your tuition fee. I hope you understand.